Yo guys, what's up? Don Sensei checking in with you guys. It's been a while since I've done a video, and it might seem kind of strange because I'm doing a video about Overlord, which I haven't really done any videos about Overlord, but it's a good time to start, I guess. I found myself literally in a rabbit hole, hours spent looking at Overlord information, finding things out that I really wanted to know already because the anime is kind of slow paced, but I love the anime itself. But I found myself looking up the information of the Great Tomb of Nazarick before it was transported to this new world, the Great Tomb of Nazarick in Idrisil. So you guys read the title of the video. Let's go ahead and let's get started. Without further ado, the Great Tomb of Nazarick. Let's begin. So this video is really going to focus on the fact of the Great Tomb of Nazarick before it was conquered. Yes, I'm talking about before the guild known as Nines Own Gon, which later changed their name to Nines Own Gon. The guild name, I know it sounds difficult, but it's basically the same guild that Momonga was a leader in. After they conquered the Great Tomb of Nazarick, they changed their guild name, which was known as Nines Own Go, to Eins Own Go. Yes, it sounds very weird, I know it is. It took me a while to not tongue twist this. But let's go ahead and talk about the dungeon. So the dungeon, the Great Tomb of Nazarick, it's only really recommended for level 80 and above because how difficult it really is. While a member of Einzon Go was in the poison swamp, the deep fast poison swamp, he came across a dungeon, which is later known as the Great Tomb of Nazarick. As soon as he came across this unexplored dungeon, he reported it to the guild. As soon as he reported to the guild, Momonga started suiting up, getting the guild ready. This was a rare opportunity to conquer an unknown dungeon in Idrisil, which is known to have world-class items or treasure beyond belief. This type of dungeon is described as the hardest or the rarest of its kind. It's known as a simultaneous dungeon. This simultaneous attack dungeon requires 5 parties to enter the dungeon to even conquer it. As soon as the guild entered the Great Tomb of Nazarick, they were destined to face the 5 rulers that rule over this dungeon. Out of the 5 rulers, basically 3 of them have only been stated. The first one being the pure white bat, the underground lake floor. The second one being the lightning dragon, volcanic floor. The last one, Asura, stone tomb floor, which is probably the leader of the 5 leaders. Upon the defeat of each leader, it would come at a cost. When each leader was defeated, they would have to face a horde of enemies and defeat each of these hordes of enemies after the defeat of each leader, which would cause a loss of stamina, MP, and all that good status stuff, which would take a toll on the guild. But the guild managed to defeat the Great Tomb of Nazarick the first try. Why is this a big deal? Because the guild was able to defeat and conquered the Great Tomb of Nazarick the first try. They earned a world-class item, which is known as the Throne of Kings, which you usually see Momonga or known as Einzon Go sitting on it. It's unclear to what it really does, what kind of power it possesses. There are theories that I do think that it might have the ability to do, but usually when Momonga sits on this throne, there's just a buff that comes out stating that he's sitting on the Throne of Kings throne, which is pretty cool. Upon conquering the dungeon, Eins Own Go changed its name to Eins Own Go, which is known as of now. They conquered the dungeon and made the dungeon basically their home base, it seems like it. Upon making the dungeon their home base, it seems like when you make a dungeon or anything that you've conquered your base, it seems like you have to protect it from foreign invaders. They protected the dungeon from a variety of NPC mercenaries and other guilds. The closest anyone ever got was to the 8th floor, I believe. It was the 8th floor, and they were taken out by a victim, which is a great feat on its own. I mean, think about the whole world of Idrisil. Out of every players, I believe, guild and everyone that tried to conquer this evil guild known as Einzon Go, no one succeeded. I mean, this is the anti-hero guild, and it's awesome because it makes it really worth watching the whole series as a whole. If you guys haven't watched Overlord, you guys should really watch it. So this is going to be the conclusion of this video. I know I didn't talk about the landscape of each floor and how it really looks like and how it works in the Great Tomb of Nazarick. So in the next video I will talk about that. So before then, guys, like, comment, subscribe, show some love, and I'll see you next time, and have a great day, guys.